Hello everyone, my name's Bottletophornet and welcome back to another episode of Minecraft. As you can tell by the start of this episode, we actually have the replay mod back, which is amazing. I'm so excited to get back to doing time lapses and being able to show off more of my work in that way. And I've been down in this area during live streams, digging out, getting resources and chatting with folks over on the Twitch. And we've gathered a decent amount of little materials, but I think I'm going to keep going and get some more of that, get some more of the deep slate. We're getting up a decent supply of stone as well to take back and start working on our next mountain. And so just because we have it back, finally, I'm going to pop into a quick time lapse. I'm going to gather a few more materials here, and then we're going to pop up top through there and we'll get into working out and starting a build on a secondary base in this area. So enjoy this quick time lapse. I'm just going to use them a lot this episode because I've missed it so much. But yes, enjoy it, and we'll be back in a second and we'll start working on some building stuff for the first time in ages. Okay, I'll see you on the other side. Oh boy. It takes a little bit longer to deal with these new blocks than it does to do normal mining with the old style stuff, because you can't actually instant mine the deep slate. And also I need to use my fortune pickaxe so that I can get the cobbled version, because if you silk touch it, you can't turn it into all of the new blocks. So while I originally planned to go this far out on all four sides, it's not happening. It's way too much effort. But we have gotten a decent amount of resources from doing all of this, and I'm slowly filling up a bunch of stone ones. So we're going to have plenty for working on mountains. But if I just... There we go. We have a heap of the cobbled deep slate, and there's another one just there as well. Plus I have some of the other bits and pieces like the tuff that's over there, and the stuff that was around this amethyst geode as well. They've been growing away actually really well while we've been doing all this. So I might just quickly, very carefully, take those off, because I don't want to accidentally break those blocks that grow them. So I just need to make sure that the come on, make sure that having the haste 2 doesn't make them instantly mine. Oh, it's scary. Take a couple of those, and we can also use our fortune on a few as well. Actually, we should test that. Where did you come from? Oh, up in there. A couple of caves are sticking their way down. Let's test and see, because I haven't done this before. If we collect those with silk touch, can we then fortune them? We can. Cool. So if we were to say collect a bunch of these, and then we go through and fortune them up, ooh, like this. Oh, wow. Nice. So that's a good way to get us closer to getting some of the new glass types. I have an arrow in the back of my head. Right in the spinal cord. Oh, God. They're everywhere. But yeah, as you can see, there's still quite a few diamonds and stuff around that I can collect a little bit later, but I just thought I'd leave them there because it looks cool. But for now, there's something that I really want to do. So we're going to pop back up top and leave most of these resources down here for now. Because before I get started on building a base here, one thing that I would really, really like is moss. So let me put away... Where will I put this? Oh, Lord. I think we need a new shulker box. And we'll put it next to this one because we can keep amethyst stuff. In fact, how about we put these blocks in there? And then that way we kind of keep the purple stuff together, and I can transfer this tuff across for now. Like that, and we've got like a nice version of those three sitting there available for when we need it. Cool. But the thing that I want to do is grab this lodestone. I'll have to think about where I want to put it, but I'm going to put that down, and I'm going to grab this compass and actually connect it to the lodestone so that we have a way to get back here. And I think our safest bet for finding the moss is to find more of the sunken ships, because I've had success in the past finding them in the chests that generate naturally in there. And so I'm thinking that if we do a bit of a fly around with a compass to guide us straight back here if we needed to, and we take a couple of rockets with us, or a decent amount of rockets with us, we should be able to get lucky and get a few of those items and bring back here, because I do want to do the build here and really just utilize a lot of those new block types and see what I can come up with. We might even do a little bit of terraforming to this island as well, because I'm in the terraforming mood. I really am. So I'm going to set that up. I'm going to make sure that we're ready with the lodestone and all connected. I might just put it on this block here so that we have like a centralized beacon and lodestone setup, and we can build our building around there. And then we might organize our shulker boxes off to the side so they're out of the way and we can get into a build. Just need to get the moss blocks. So let me set that up and then we'll go on a bit of an adventure. All I have to do... Yeah, there we go. Whoa, look at that effect on the compass itself. I've never actually done that. Well, obviously I've never actually done that because, yeah, use a compass on a lodestone. Nice. That's good. So our ender chest is a little bit rough, but we can take away that and we can even this out a little bit and make it look a little bit nicer. There we go. And we will take an extra stack of rockets with us. And we'll put the rockets away in there. And so we can now use this compass to find our way back to the lodestone at any given time. So that's good. We might go for a fly around the ocean and see whether we can find any more things like that sticking out. With a bit of luck, we'll find ourselves a couple of pieces of moss, which I didn't find when I was going through the little mine shaft down under the ground. And if I can get that, I think that I'll be happy and ready to build. I would ideally like to get some glowberries as well, but unfortunately I didn't see anywhere where that would be. What is this down here? Hey, it's a geode. Another one. Right in the middle of a... interesting. There's a couple of mobs in there. We can remember that there's something around there as well. But yeah, I didn't find any chests that had glowstone, or glowberries I should say, in them. So we're just going to have to test our luck going around places like this and trying to find a few different things. Look at that edge. Alright, let's see how we go. Now I didn't fly out this direction when I was exploring the other time. I flew back on land, so going around here hopefully yield some results, but it's kind of hard to see under the water. Oh, something... Is that another geode? It is. Wow. We found some geodes just sticking out of the ground. Nice. Does this one open up as well? Or is it uncracked? Surely that's not the exact same geode, but it almost looks like it. Is that another geode? It is. What the heck is going on? Well, if we want any of this calcite, we know that this ocean has quite a few of them available then. That's good. It is getting to night time, so maybe I should have brought a bed, or maybe I quickly fly back. Let's quickly fly back. I think I see something in the water just here. No, it was false. Okay, let's go sleep through the night and then we'll try again. Okay, well let's head up the coast that direction then. We'll try a little bit different and see whether we see anything sitting right on the on the coastlines, I suppose you'd say, like in little areas like this. It would almost pay to go back and get myself some night vision potions so that I could see underwater a little bit easier, but another geode. Oh my goodness. And so close too. Even though it wastes a lot of rockets and it will ruin the durability. Oh, my game just crashed. We'll be right back, folks. Well, thankfully we didn't lose much other than the piece of other than the pieces of wheat that we found over there, but it's actually reset us back to before we even grabbed the extra food and rockets and stuff. So, or organized this. Whoops. So we're gonna do that, grab this, and hope that we don't crash again. I will be upgrading my PC soon, so hopefully things like that should be a lot less frequent, but maybe we don't do the little zoomies underneath the water, just to be safe. Oh, and there we go. All I had to do was fly in this direction and I would have found something. Now, we'll see what chests it actually has, and okay. I mean, it's obviously the goods if you're wanting to get an early ship, but definitely not for our purposes. But we'll see whether there's anything down here. Nope. But we will take that buried treasure chest and see where that takes us. Obviously, it's missing the front because of the way this generated, but with a little luck, with everything that we do, we might be able to find our way. Get ourselves some moss. Fly. There we go. So, I need to point myself north, which is that direction, and we're heading back over towards where our base is, I suppose. Whoa, look at the way that that's generated as well. Huh, hold on. It's the same one that we've found before. What a shame. I really wish that that the system would give you a new one each time, if you've already found one of the same ID, but apparently not. Ah well. We'll sleep again for the night and we'll continue the search. Wow. The mountain ranges and stuff that are out in this direction are actually quite impressive still. Even though this wasn't a proper Caves and Cliffs update or the mountain start, or at least the mountain part of it, yeah, we are finding some pretty interesting generation. Even though that's not exactly what we're interested in right now, it's still cool that it's here. Anyway, I'm going to keep flying around and hope, ooh, an ice biome, hope that we find ourselves another boat or 10 and get ourselves a decent supply of goodies. With a bit of luck, there might be some stuff around here. We'll at least take these guys on and go for the treasure chest that they usually have down in here. A little bit of coal never hurt anyone, but still no boats. Oh, actually, there is a boat. Let's hope for a little bit more luck on this one. I should grab some oxygen as well. That's a no, but... Oh, mending leather boots. We might have some more luck. Nope. With the next one then. The problem is now, things like those geodes sticking out of the bottom make me think that it's a sunken ship or something. Oh, there's another one. They're usually around these ice biomes, so it's a good place to look. In fact, wow, look at that. We might have a bit of luck. But yeah, finding different things and more generation around the area. Oh, dolphin disgrace, thank you. Really does make it difficult to find exactly what you're looking for. Oh, yes! Speaking of exactly what we're looking for. There we go. That's the main thing we were after. Now, I might continue to explore a little bit because why not? But I at least know that I have found the moss. Got another buried treasure map here. And drowns galore. Oh, that was definitely a trident. But at least now... Well, actually, I should put it in an ender chest just in case. It's safe. It's perfectly safe now. Even if I die, we can come back and get it, which is good. So let's explore the rest of this. Then I'll turn off the camera. I'll do a little bit more flying around. Let's see whether we have any luck with this guy. Come on. Nah. Ah well. But once we remove the population of drowned in this area, which is incredible, the amount of them is unreal. Where were these guys when I was searching for them in my trident finding episode? There we go. Oh, sunken. Guys, what is this place? Incredible. Another treasure map. Another treasure map, but they're all probably going to point in the same direction anyway. But we may get lucky. It's worth grabbing them anyway. It's worth grabbing them. Even if they won't point us in the direction we want to go. Another treasure map. And what's the bet? Well, no, this one won't have one, but nothing that I want there. This may be the most open version of another treasure map. My game crashed again. Wonderful. We're having problems, folks. Be right back. Oh, we got lucky there. At least when it respawned in, it wasn't back at the bed like we were last time. We should still have the stuff in our ender chest, which is nice. And we'll just check these chests. This poor computer has really done its best. It's been run to the ground, honestly. And it is about time that I invest in another upgrade. It's been 7 years that I've had this computer. Good lord. So we'll get a new one, which will hopefully stop problems like that from happening. And then I can have a more stable recording session for you guys. But that said, I think that was all of the chests that I could see around the place. Yeah. Let's get back up onto some land and see how many of those of those maps are duplicates. Alright. So, let's move some of this stuff away. We don't need that. Oh, we got some copper from the drown. That's nice. First one. Okay. Second one. exactly the same. So we're going to throw away the ones that are the same. I can see some more copper over there as well. The same, the same, the same, the same, and the same. What an absolute waste that is. How unfortunate. Oh well, we got some copper out of it. And the main reason we went out, the moss has been secured. So we'll quickly go for a fly in this direction. I think it's that way. Oh, no, this way. Yes. There we go. Over on the edge of this little piece here. Put it in our hands and line ourselves up properly like that. And it should be somewhere just down in here. There we go. We got some diamonds for our trouble. And a heart of the sea. Cool. All right. Well, with all the crashes that are happening, I think I'd rather just play it safe and go back and work on the base. So let's head back over there. I'll get myself set up with some materials. We'll do a little bit of planning just to make sure that we have things how we want it. And then we'll get into another time lapse. God, I love having the time lapses back. I really do. Okay. See you back at base. Yeah, because we need to sleep. Okay. So, the thing that I think I want to do is, I just realized as I said those words that I actually have no idea. I think I want to try and use as many of the new block types as I can. So stuff like the calcite, the smooth basalt, the tuff, plenty of different deep slate types and whatnot, and try and use those to make some form of like research station, I suppose you'd say. Since with the lore that we're slowly building up, it's like we are trying to learn about the area and the world and the Isle of Ender, and it's almost like this is a secondary research base that comes out in a new place because we discovered that this location had more rare elements, is kind of my way of imagining that we're talking about finding deep slate versions of things. And so I think what I'm going to do, if I just fly up into the air and try and hover down, is terraform this land a little bit and make like something like a warehouse, steampunky a little bit maybe, a little bit like Old English or something. I'm not exactly sure how to explain it, but I'm starting to get a bit of an idea of something like a warehouse with a curved roof, but long and rectangular, with silos or some sort of tower thing coming off the side that maybe is here that holds the beam to this and this lodestone as well, and build up like an area so it has the nether portal inside it as well. And when you come out, rather than being homely, which is what our main base is like, our main base is quite warm and it feels like, you know, there's a bedroom and whatnot. Over here, I want to have shelving and crafting stations and equipment set up in a way that it feels like it's a place of study, not a place to rest. There may be like a small little room which has got a couple bunk beds in it or something for people who need to sleep, but it's not designed for the comforts of home. So yeah, a little bit of terraforming, maybe expanding it a bit so that we have some more room and changing it so that it's not so sandy on the outside edges. Lift it up a few blocks even, just to give it a bit of height and make a bridge across to the mainland. And I think this was going to be a pretty decent time lapse. Since it's been so long since I have been able to do time lapses and I haven't done many big builds for a while, I really want to treat you guys with something that looks pretty damn cool. So I'm going to try and spend a fair few hours on this one and see what I can do with these new block types, because I think they're really cool. I think they look really good. And so I want to try my best to make some interesting things out of it, especially this and dark oak, of course. So hopefully you guys enjoy this time lapse. I'm going to try my best. I hope it turns out really well. I'll need to clean up this area and grab some materials from down below, but we'll see what we can do, see how pretty a build we can come up with, how impressive. Make ourselves a nice secondary base, a research station for the new 1.17 area, something that encloses all of this being our mining area down here, which we can gain access to nice and quickly. Oh, I was lucky with that. We could even have a drop area and a water elevator going back up rather than dropping down that and trying to fly every single time, because we will expand. Ooh, hello. We will expand this over time as well and make it the 50 blocks away from the beacon in all directions. And this is dug up to level 16 so that we get all of the diamonds possible. So if I do that in a 100 by 100 square, it's going to be an impressive amount of resources. So enjoy the time lapse. I keep saying that. I feel like I'm out of practice, and I'll see you on the other side.
Dream and everything I lay my eyes on.
So, we got ourselves a little observatory style secondary base of sorts, I suppose. Now, we got a nice little warehouse observatory thingy with a little bit of the tinted glass on top. Trying to use some of these newer materials like the tough and the deep slate. I still have to do something about the way the front of that is set up. Like a little roofed section over top of that, but I haven't quite decided how I want to do it yet. We have ourselves almost like a bit of a kitchen, as though when you're around here you need a place to store stuff and cook and all of that jazz. And then we've got a little table as well. Down here we have a bedroom with some storage area where we can put shulker boxes full of things, as though this is sort of like a place where you bring your shulker boxes and you don't have permanent storage. You put down your suitcase almost on the walls here and store it at the side so you can sleep. Now, eventually I'll probably add some water elevators on either side of here, or at least like a drop and then a water elevator coming up. We've got ourselves this blocked off and going through to the top there, out to the sky. We have some storage for for all of the shulker boxes worth of things that I have set up so far, as well as there's probably a decent amount down there as well. And then out here, I've started to set it up for the different bits and pieces that we would have coming from the new update, the 1.17 update. So things like the azalea trees, and I want to add some moss in here, but I don't have any bone meal, so I am going to go back to the main base and grab some of that. But yeah, we'll add some moss around and a few different bits and pieces. And I also want to have this spot available for putting axolotls in. So a couple of little things to add around this little yard that I created on the end of this bridge. We've got a nice separated section. And if I just fly up into the air so we can get a bit of a better look at it. Yeah. I don't know. It's a little bit different to what I'm usually doing. And I feel like this fenced area looks a bit odd. But once we add some details and probably some more trees around the outside, vary up the landscape a bit and add some grass, it's going to look a little less strange. And we might even build up the dirt around the outside of this water hole? Watering water lake. Pond. Pond will do. Oh dear. Plus, I do want to add some moss and some forms of greenery around the rocky area here as well. Some kelp and stuff. But yeah, I think those are going to be good. Now, this isn't the final time we're going to be out here. This is a place where I can come whenever I want to grab new stuff as far as the blocks and whatnot. And we might do a couple of episodes out this way as well. But for now, there are a couple of things that I do want to do just quickly before I go and get that bone meal. One of them being, if I can remember, there it is. So if we chuck this down, get ourselves a decent supply of dark oak, and we make up a good handful of those. The only thing that I found remaining, one second, oh, I had some there as well, that really needed a bit of a touch up was it looks fine on this side, but these end walls, way too plain. So if I fly out here, it looks too open, too untouched, and I'm not a massive fan of that. So what I wanted to do was go in here, and that is 1, 2, 3, and on the 4th block. So I'm going to go onto this end, keeping in mind that this height where my site is, that one there is the block 1, 2, 3, and on the 4th one. Oops, I wrote S because I was trying to move at the same time. So let's put that across there for starters, like that. Go over here and just have a look if that's enough, or whether I want to add, get up on there. Maybe I want to add like a pillar up through the middle. Pillar up through the middle. That might work. Oh, get up there. That's a little bit better. Maybe we want to add one more slice. Maybe one lower? The indecision. Okay, let's try this one. Better. Cool. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, I think. Might look a little bit different, but it should have the same sort of effect over here. It's just going to, yeah, it's going to be a bit different. Let's try it anyway. Something like, oh, apparently they don't load in until you're a bit closer. good to know. There we go. Changed it up slightly since the windows were on the higher side for this end, but I think that adds a little bit of color, which is really good. It does disappear as you walk further away, which is a little bit odd. You can see it happening on the bridge over there as well. But end of the day, not too bad. Not too bad at all. So I'm just going to go quickly grab a little bit of bone meal from my main base, come back here after we've slept through the night, see if we can add a little bit more detail to this area, and then it's ready to go as a research station out in the 1.17 chunks. Yeah. I'm pretty happy with it. Let's maybe go to bed in here, and then we'll be back. So I'm hoping that that should be enough bone meal. If we just go, yeah, that should hopefully do. Oh dear. So what I want to do is grab, there should be one of these. I think this has the moss blocks in it. Wonderful. Grab a few grass blocks as well, just so that we can do some things up. And we'll go out here and add a little bit of detail. Now for starters, the quickest and easiest way for me to add something is to do that. There we go. Just a couple of those. And that way we have the azalea trees. Now, I didn't manage to find any of the glowberries, but unfortunately, we're just going to have to leave that for now and hope to get some in the future. And I also didn't find any of the drip leaf. So again, something that we'll hopefully find as we continue to play in this update. Oop, that's okay. I sort of wanted to do that anyway. And yeah, we'll see how we go. See whether we get lucky with a wandering trader. See whether they have some of the small drip leaf. Cool. So now we can add some of this moss around and we'll grow it. I think, in fact, I want to probably grow most of this area as moss and have this whole area sort of contained as a moss sanctuary of sorts. So spreading it this far should be enough. And then we grab ourselves some of this and we start to spread. Oh, there we go. Now, obviously, this is going to make a huge mess that we're going to have to clean up once we've spread some more. But in general, this is going to get us a lot of the area filled with the moss blocks. Apparently it doesn't like to spread it to where there's already existing grass. So I might actually clear all of that grass that I placed like this. Grab all those azalea bushes as well. And now with a bit of luck, this should actually spread properly. There we go. Nice. Now, once this is fully spread, I'm going to go back through and clean it up so it's not as dense as that, because that's a little bit much for me. But if we add things like the azalea bushes into little planter boxes, we add a few different bits and pieces around, maybe even, I did grab a bee's nest while I was out and about exploring, so we could even add that in there as well. Use that to, say, pollinate these trees and the bushes and turn this area into a nice little spot. So dense. Okay, not bad. In fact, I kind of almost don't mind it that much with all of the stuff that dense. It looks, maybe it's a little bit much. Yeah, there's a few too many bushes. So we can cull that out a little bit. But yeah, I think we'll leave a few of them at least. But I'm going to come back here when we gather ourselves axolotls, when we find ourselves maybe some of the drip leaf, and I'm going to try and consolidate a lot of the newer 1.17 blocks over into this area. So this being the main storage point for them, because we already have most of our storage set up back at base, we don't actually have like a dedicated area where we're going to add the deep slate and all of that. So I was thinking that maybe I set up a little shed or something over here, a little extra warehouse. So we've got this main area, which is our sort of living and observatory spot, which we can go down and collect the resources, but maybe another building over on the side to break up the fact that this is just this random square sitting there, and we could do a bit of a research village kind of on this part of the island over here, or this part of the land. So adding a few more buildings, adding some farms that it may be like a moss farm, because I do know those are a thing that you can do. And yeah, I think that would actually be a good idea. Set up a stone generator in an episode and see if we can set up a permanent moss and bone meal farm that basically feeds itself. Many things that we could do out here, honestly, over time. But for now, just having a couple of these little bits and pieces spread throughout to make it look nice. Yeah. Try and not have too many tall pieces of grass, and we're golden. Now, I know that this might be, well, at least for me, it feels like it was a little lackluster as far as content for the episode. Mostly it was just making this and not really doing too much as far as exploring the new areas and the new types of blocks, even though we did do that a lot in the last episode. But I think that I want to end the episode here and get myself ready for episode 50, because the next episode is going to be an absolute megasode. I have huge plans because it's time to add more mountains. So I'm going to finish this episode, and I'm pretty much going to get to work over the next week, flat out trying to build as many mountains as I can, as much of that landscape around the outside of the Isle of Ender as I can do. I'm going to get that done in the next week, and it might take a little bit more than a week to get the episode out, but when it does come out, it's going to be a doozy. It'll probably end up being an hour-long episode, if not more, so hopefully you guys are okay with that. But for now, I would like to thank my Patreon supporters, especially my level 3 Patreons, Tom, Master Shifu, and Ness. Thank you guys so much for your continued support. You guys make it possible for me to run the Minecraft server and continue to provide more entertainment for everybody else, as well as aiming for bigger and better things in the future. So thank you so much. And to the rest of you, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, please leave a like. Let me know that you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't already. And we're going to get ready to take on the absolute ginormous task that is the Megasode. I've got a bunch of stone from here as well as a bunch of other ones, and I'm probably going to have to gather more materials just to be sure I have enough while I'm doing some streams over the weekend. But until that time, come check me out on Twitch if you want to join the live streams and chat with me. Other than that, I hope you guys take care of yourselves. I hope you enjoy the rest of this week, or the time in between this and the next episode. And so until then, I'll catch you later, guys. Take care. Whoop.